Excellent. Tim, you just delivered incredible session for us, and I'm so proud of you. But what people could see that you are very strong, very healthy, great energy chap. Is that right? Yeah. But isn't it great that sometimes the look can be deceiving? So are you happy to tell your story to us all?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So I will pass the mic to you.
Thank you very much.
And the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I wasn't planning on saying anything today, but I was very kindly asked and bribed with food. I'll do anything for a biscuit. So I think you're quite right. Most of us look okay on the outside, and most of us probably aren't okay on the inside. My own personal story started in 2006 when I got diagnosed with ME. Chronic fatigue, there's a bit of an overlap there. And people say, well, what's the difficult thing about living with ME? And it's actually learning how to spell myalgic encephalomyelitis. But apart from that, once you've got that, you're okay. But it's something that affects my energy on a day-to-day basis. There's an awful lot I can't do. There's an awful lot of stuff I've had to learn to balance. So after this session, I'm going to go home and have a lie down for a little bit. So although you see me in my happy high-up mode, like all of us, we need a little bit of rest. Now, there's a couple of things that have helped me deal with the condition that I've been living with. I'm going to just share with you a couple of silly, simple techniques. And one of them actually came from a lady called Amanda Gore, who, if you Google her, go on YouTube, motivational speaker from a few years ago from Australia. And she came up with the phrase, "That's interesting." So when you're given bad news, like you're sitting in a doctor's surgery and they say you've got ME, it's a life-limiting condition, you go, oh, that's interesting. And if you do it with a head wobble as well, it just takes that steam out of it. Because what you're doing is you're tricking your brain, your little amygdala that's on lookout and on alert for all the nasty things that can happen. When you're given bad news and your inner being goes, what? I don't like this. You just go, oh, that's interesting. And your inner gubbins goes, oh, well, if it's just interesting, I'll leave you to it then. And it just calms down and it lets all the bits in your body that would normally make you even worse, just lets them settle. So you can have that one for free. If you're going anywhere, if anybody says anything to you, saber-tooth tax bill lands on your door or whatever it is, oh, that's interesting. And you just find that it's so much easier to deal with it. The other technique I want to share that I've used myself on an almost daily basis is 10 little words. And the 10 words are, what is it about this that I need to learn? Now, that's clever for two reasons. First of all, it's a question. So when you give them bad news, whatever it is, you've got ME, you say, well, okay, what is it about this that I need to learn? So it redirects your focus. It takes you away from the thing that is threatening. Because you're going to start looking for opportunities to be different, to behave differently, to feel differently. And the second reason it's quite clever is it says, what is it about this that I need to learn? I saw a poster, I think it was in the tea room next door, and it was all about responsibility. This just gives you the responsibility to know that you're in charge. It doesn't matter what people tell you, what things come your way, what things knock your legs from under you. What is it about this that I need to learn? And you're all going to get your own answers, and it's going to help you be where you need to be. Now, the two silly, simple techniques that I've done again and again and again to try and keep me going throughout all of the stuff that I've had to face with having ME. And it's like any information. When somebody tells you something, you read something, you go on YouTube, or some other bit of information comes your way. It's all very nice, thank you very much, but it's just a theory. And it's only if there's fact behind that theory that it becomes usable and good, and you think, oh, actually, okay, there's some credibility to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit more about me, because it's all about me today, just so that you can see how I've used those techniques in slightly similar but different settings. So the first one was in, after the ME, so the second one, I never was any good at maths, was in the York District Hospital in the middle of COVID, when you couldn't go in with anybody, you were in there on your own. And I was sat in a room, not too dissimilar to this, and there was a consultant and his henchman, I'm sure that's what they called, and they were sitting me down, and they said the 5 words that nobody ever wants to hear. It's bad news, it's cancer. And then I found out that I'd got thyroid cancer. Somebody had to cut my throat to make me all better again. But in that moment, the very first thing that kicked in, because I'd done it again and again and again, was, oh, that's interesting. Not your standard response, but it meant I was then calm enough to listen to the information that was coming. I was able to listen to the treatment plan, and even congratulated the surgeon on the way that he delivered the news, and he'd never had anybody do that before. And then it's, what is this, or what is it about this that I need to learn? And obviously there was a lot of information to go along with that. So that was on the 11th of February. I remember it quite clearly, because if we fast forward a couple of days to the day before Valentine's Day, again in the midst of COVID, I couldn't go anywhere because I was shielding ready for hospital. I got a call to say that my dad had been taken into hospital with COVID pneumonia. And my dad on the very next day, on Valentine's Day, sadly died of COVID. Now, I'm not saying I went, oh, that's interesting. But inside I kind of did, because you need to take some of the sting out of some of this stuff. And then, what is it about this that I need to learn? Well, you learn lots of things in different situations, so I won't go into detail about that. And then we move on a few more years, only a couple of years, so 2 years ago, having been rescued from the jaws of whatever it is, I was in another room, similar kind of situation, different consultant, different henchman, hench lady this time. I said, it's bad news, it's leukemia. I know. Well, there's a story, isn't it? One in 2 of us are going to get cancer. I just thought, well, if I get it twice, and my wife doesn't have to bother, because I'm a giving kind of guy. Okay. And again, what is it about this that I need to learn? The consultant said to me at the time, we offer psychological support. Being a therapist, I'm okay with that. My wife was in bits. And she said, well, your wife might be able to get some support, but I don't think you need it. And it's those 2 silly techniques, and a few others, that have just helped me deal with that kind of stuff. And then on a day-to-day basis, because I've got yet another long life-limiting condition, Tai Chi is fantastic. What you don't realize you were all doing this morning is you were meditating. I think a few of you said that you're having to concentrate so much just to make sure your feet are pointing in the right direction. So even if you don't do structured meditation, which I do a lot of, if you do something as simple as Tai Chi, then it just works. Thank you very much.
How many of you is actually surprised to hear the story now after you've done the session with Tai Chi? How many of you find it actually encouragement and inspirational? One thing that you've told me, you haven't mentioned here, that with your leukemia, because you're going for regular checks, they've actually found out that your numbers are getting lower. And they don't know why and how, but you know why.
I know why. Yeah, I know why. So, thank you. There is a lot of stuff that we do sort of therapeutically, mentally, the meditation. It falls loosely under the banner of a long-winded phrase, which is psychoneuroimmunology, basically using your mind to fix your body. And things like meditation are great for this because it automatically kicks the systems into place that help with that kind of stuff. So when I've had the diagnosis and I do things like the meditation, it's almost like your body knows what to do. It just needs the peace to do it. So the particular type of leukemia that I've got, it's a slow burn. And what generally happens is your figures start off quite slow and low, and they creep up until something bad happens. One of the first few visits that I had, I was described as exceptionally stable. I think that ship sailed. I don't think that's
Which is not true because you're here.
I know, yeah, so that's gone. And then a couple of times after that, the consultant did the bloods and said, I don't understand it. I think we've made a mistake. Your figures are coming down. And that doesn't happen. and we don't understand why. And I'm
What do
thinking,
you say to that when the numbers are coming down against what they know medically?
they know nothing. Yeah. So believe it, do it, be it.
And when I'll take that away from you now. Yeah, just for a second. Yeah. Do you know the session we've done this morning? And when we said your thoughts create your reality, that's the living example. That's when I've got my diagnosis, when they told me you will die and you will never walk and work again. That was not my idea. That was not my thought. Yes, medically, that's what they've seen. But here, no way, you've seen nothing yet. So 15 years later, we're here having fun. But yeah, that's exactly it. You have to believe, and almost you have to minimize the chaos outside. And also when it comes to meditation, because I find a lot of people find thinking meditation is you have to be still, you have to sit down, you have to empty your mind, which is not. Meditation is actually being in the moment. And like when you were doing Tai Chi and you were in the moment, so you know what you're doing, that's meditation. When you go for a walk and you're in the moment, that's meditation. It's basically give your body space here and now, rather than going and worrying about the future, have regrets of the past. It's like being here and now. That's meditation. It doesn't have to be, although it helps as well, but it's being in the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like if any artists in the room, any painters, drawers, anything like that?
Nettie.
If you've ever done it and you've lost time, think, I'll just sit down, just do a couple of minutes, and then 3 hours are gone. That's the best form of meditation. And you didn't have to sit cross-legged on a cloud to do it. It just happens.
And it's that enjoyment, isn't it? Something that makes your heart sing. Something that makes you feel good. And it could be dancing, it could be music. And that's what I keep saying to people. It's not the yoga, it's not the Tai Chi, it's what makes you happy.
You're absolutely right what you're saying. It's about this belief thing. And people go, oh yeah, well, I'll believe it when I see it. And it's absolutely the wrong way around. Believe it, believe it, believe it, believe it, believe it, and then you will see it. Yeah. Because here I am, here you are.
Absolutely.
So yeah. There
awesome.
we go.
Brilliant. Well done. Give it a hand.
Thank you very much. And to you.